talk about, so which, some of us may not think about it too much, but actually our health is rely on, somebody hand, because we need to eat every day. So my name is Naraphol, and my colleague Salita, we developed this study actually several years back, but we have just had a chance to present to you, to all of you today. Okay, so this is the topic that I will focus today. So we start with some introduction about the food safety, and I'm going to show you about the conceptual chain model, and how we apply the conceptual chain model to develop the the game. It's like a 2D game on the mobile platform. And I'm going to show you the result of the study. Actually is the effectiveness of the game we developed in this project. And later at the end of this presentation, I hope that you all will learn how we develop the game based on the conceptual chain model to improve the knowledge and attitude toward the food safety for the student. So let's start with the why we have to do this project. So the foodborne disease is a common everywhere in the world. There's some report around the world that people get sick, or even they die from the foodborne disease, especially in Thailand, because we are the hot country. I'm not sure if someone ever have a chance to go to the Thailand. If you have, it's very nice, very hot country, and but the food get bad very easy because it's hot. So as you see on the picture, sometimes that half of sorry, it's in Thailand, it's the Thai language, but it's saying that around 50 students get sick, and then they need to go to the hospital, because they eat the contaminated food. So that's why this is very like a big issue in our country. And the government, they are trying to raise awareness, and they try to educate the young people, because based on the research, and they found that the students that around the age of 10 or even lower, they have the higher risk. So that's why that is draw our attention to do this project. So that's why we came up with the idea that we should be able to develop the food safety game by using the CCM, but I'm going to show you later on about the CCM model. So basically, we want to educate the student. They should be able to learn, how to behave in the food safety, and to also improve the attitude toward the food safety, because sometimes we have the wrong or misconception about the food safety. And eventually we want to to make a game that is fun, but also to learn something. So the ultimate goal is that we want to reduce the foodborne disease in Thailand. So that's why we conduct this study, and then we recruit about 42 students around Bangkok. They are the primary and secondary school students. So this is how we do that. So we make a game, and then before they play the game, we ask them to evaluate the questionnaire. And after they play the game, we ask them to evaluate the questionnaire again. So this is the conceptual chain model. Sorry, it is quite small, but basically this is the model that most of the educators have been using. So this model that sometimes you have the misconception on something, and then this model try to identify what is your misunderstanding, and then they give you the new idea, so that you can have the the new idea. So your idea will change. That's why they call it conceptual chain model. Is mostly used in the scientific and mathematics. For example, there are some people may not know what is different between melt and dissolve. So that's why this model is very popular in the science. So they are like the 6 stages, starting from the response to the challenge, export belief, and confront belief. So you can see it here. So we pick up, some concept and then we make it in the game. Like for example, let's want to the challenge. So we in our game, so the student can, play the different level, and then they have to confront with the challenge. For example, you have we have the different stages, starting from the preparation stage until the cleaning at the end. And you can see all the detail. So we pick up those concepts and then we translate into the game design. That's what we did in the project. So not only the conceptual chain model that we are using in this project, we are also focus the element of the game design, like for example, the narrative, mechanic, aesthetic, and technology. For example, in the narrative, because we focus on this as well, because we also want to make it fun. So in narrative, for example, the player will play as the chef. So your task is to prepare the food for the family. So this is the narrative of the game. And this is, as I mentioned, is a 2D game on the mobile. That's why we are using the Unity. It's like a popular platform to make a mobile game. And you can see this here, there's a menu like the omelette. So it's like a typical menu in Thailand. So your job is to, you have to choose which menu you would like, to prepare for your family, and you will go to the game loop on my left-hand side. So it's starting from the supermarket. So let's say if you should to make the omelette, you have to go to the supermarket and then you have to, pick up the ingredients, and then you go to the preparation stage, like you need to wash your hand first. So let's say this is, the game for the kid, and then like to make it fun, and then they have to follow the proper order. And then go to the cooking stage. You have to know that, what right temperature to cooking the food. So this is very interesting because in our study, we found that not many people know that, all kind of meat cannot be cooked at the same temperature. So if you cannot finish your food, there's some food that left over, and then you need to know, how to store the food in the freeze and to reheat it again. And also, how to properly clean all the tools. So this is the game design. And this is, some screenshot from our application. So let's say that you shoot the omelette. So you see that there are like a 6 stages, and we also have like the score. Sorry, we only support the Thai language at the moment. So let's say that here you go to the supermarket, and then you need to, pick up the, the ingredient. And, here you can see that it's a date actually. So you have to check the date first. Like you should not, buy the, expired food. So you need to check the expiration before you buy something. So this is how it's work. And then if you finish it, go to another stage, like you need to wash your hand first before you, you prepare something. And then here you can see that there are like the temperature you need to, like if you cook fish, I mean, what kind of temperature you should use, like here, for example. And if there are some leftover food, I mean, there are some, instruction that you need to follow before you keep the food in the fridge. So at the end, you need to wash everything, and then there are some score. If you finish everything at a timely manner, and then you get the highest score, and then happy chef. That's it. So if you finish everything, you can go to the next level, and then it's give like the more challenge, like because we focus on the CCM, and then you get the more challenge, and then you get higher score. Yeah, basically it's like the game. So let's see the result. So we have like a more female than male. This is the pre-test before they play the game. So we give them the questionnaire, then they respond to the pre-test. And as aligned with another research, we found that the female know better about and have the better knowledge man than male. I don't know, maybe female cook more than male. I'm not sure, but it could be. But it's not, statistically significant. We also found that the secondary school students, they respond to they have the higher score on the knowledge and attitude than the primary school student. So that is what we expect as well. But as mentioned earlier, we also found that some lower score, for example, like the attitude toward the proper cooking temperature. So because some of them not sure that which temperature they should use to cook the different kind of meat. So, but after they play the game, so this is very interesting that we can see that after the playing the game, so you see that the score increase in the post-test. Both of them, have the the good impact, and then so we can conclude that when we can use the game as an intervention tool to make students learn or have the better attitude toward the food safety. So let's come to the conclusion. So in the study, we found that some concerning gap, especially the attitude toward the appropriate cooking temperature, which is quite important. And then once we make a game and then we let them students play the game, we found a change. They have the better score both on knowledge and attitude toward the food safety. And we hope that we can create this kind of game more and more, and then we can focus on different aspects, even on the food safety or another area, because this is the first time that we try to use the CMM on the develop the game. So if you want to play the game, but sorry, right now it's only available in Thai language. It's also available in the Google Play. And if you like, you can download it. Why we should to develop the game on the mobile, because it's very easy to connect to the student, because in Thailand now all students, I believe that they have their own the mobile phone, so it's very easy to to reach them. And this is the reference of this study. And if later on you have some question later on, or if you come to Bangkok, maybe you can drop me an email. I will welcome you as a host. Thank you.